I didn't hear anything for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later, I thought I'm preparing for a test the whole time. And I get a call from my manager, and my manager's like, yeah, we're still trying to figure out what they want to do. We're still negotiating back and forth for a test, but we're not sure if they want you to audition again, so they're like, just stand by. And I was like, okay. And then when I hung up the phone with my manager at that instant, there was a missed call and a voicemail from New York. So I checked the voicemail, excited. I'm like, oh man, it might be this. It sounded like a company just trying to sell me something, and then I was so heated. I called them back just in case. And I called him back and I was like, yeah, what do you want? Like, I was in a grumpy mood. And then the person who answered was Zal. And he's like, hey, Brandon, it's Zal. And I was like, oh, yo, man, how's everything going? What's up? Like, my mood changed instantly. He was just like, yeah, how you doing? I was like, I'm doing good. He's like, yeah, I just wanted to call you because no one really knows yet. And I just wanted to ask you if you would like to play French for us in the OA. And then as soon as I hung up the phone, I ran out my room and I was screaming. I was like, I booked it! Listening has taught me so much, because I remember my first intro class here with Tony. He asked me when we were done with the scene, he's like, so you need to work on your listening. And I was like, what? And he's like, exactly. Them really forcing you to listen here taught me so much. It's one of the key things, because as humans, as we communicate, we're always listening to what the other person has to say, so we have a reaction. Applying that to the acting has helped me out so much, because it makes everything so much more real. Listening to your director, when he's giving you a direction, you really have to be present in that moment and truly listen to what he has to say, so you can portray it in the next take. And when you're working with other actors, they might not do what you're expecting them to do. So you have to be present and listening in order to have the natural reaction of what they're doing. I remember a time being on set where there was a scene with the woman who plays my mom, Martha, and I had a whole different intention of what we were gonna do in the scene, and I thought it was gonna be like a nice, loving little scene, and then she starts grilling me in rehearsal. I had a real reaction of like, damn, I'm like really sad right now. I did not expect that. I thought this was gonna be a happy scene, and I'm nearly to tears in rehearsal, and then they're like, all right, let's do that. And I was like, okay, this is not what I expected, but let's shoot it. Let's do it. My advice to all the actors around the world is to stay persistent. You're gonna get a lot of no's in this industry. It took me about 3.5 to 4 years to book my first acting job ever, and it's a long road, but it's well worth it, because when you're doing it, you're living your life, and there's going to be so many obstacles you go through. I mean, of course there's those people that break through within the first year, but usually that's not the case. And I encourage you guys to appreciate the path that you're on, because you're already ahead of the curve. But acting means a lot to me. Storytelling's a beautiful thing, and I love being able to create characters that can relate to people in real-world situations. And for the OA, I play French, and I felt that I had the responsibility to tell an honest story, because I mean, I relate to French in some ways, but we are two completely different people. I felt that I had the responsibility to portray his life in a real way, because there's people that are going through his situation. And that's what's so great about acting. You could tell stories and show people, you could teach people life lessons. So I just love inspiring people through my art form. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll skate. I brought my skates with me.